Hey guys, Michael Griffiths here. Thought I'd just do a quick little video on how to actually get more engagement from your social media. So we've got Instagram, we've got Twitter, we've got Google+, we've got Facebook, we've got LinkedIn. We don't do Snapchat, but you can do exactly the same on there too. And it's about how do you create conversations from all of those things. So there's no point being on social media if all you're doing is just going like, comment, share, and posting just to show that you're as good as what you say you are. That's all nice, but the key is how do you create conversations with your connections, your followers, your friends, and your fans, and all the rest of it. Because when you start creating conversations, that's when you can start realizing, can I sell to you? Can I partner with you? Can you open doors for me? How do we collaborate? How do we do things together? How do I bring you from here over to here? You can't do that unless you have conversations. So what I always find is people who just throw stuff up on social media hoping that the mud will stick, and it doesn't stick. Okay, so if you go, I've got a workshop coming, come join me, funny enough, you get very little responses. But when you actually do it through conversations with people, you get a far better result. So it's time consuming to start conversations with all of your fans, all of your friends, all of your followers, all of your connections, day in, day out. So what we've done is we've found a way to automate that first process through different software. So we have got a software for our Twitter and Instagram that sends messages as soon as someone becomes a fan of ours or followers. They get an instant message. Then they also get a second message a couple of days later. I think it's about 3 or 4 days later. On LinkedIn, we do exactly the same. We've got software that goes and finds who it is that we want to connect with. It sends them a message. After it sends them a message, it then sends them a second message 3 or 4 days later. And then we can also have running send this message to all of our connections. So that is what I call our first phase engagement, phase 1 engagement. And all we're trying to do there is get people to respond back to us, and then we will pick up the conversation from there. So we don't waste our time at the beginning to be able to go, who wants to talk to us? We set that on autopilot and we pick up conversations in phase 2. So phase 2 is all around then throwing the hot potato back and making sure that we get them interested, or we understand what their pain point is, what their frustration is, so that when they respond, we can then go phase 3, get them booked. So if we have a look at some of the things that we're doing and we're sending out through these softwares. So most of the time we come from a point of love to get to know you, love to know how we can collaborate, love to know how we can create win-wins together. Because that's always going to get a better reply than going, I do this, come buy from me. People aren't interested in that as their first message. They don't know you, like you, or trust you, so they're certainly not going to respond to that sort of message. So I know the first message we send is something very much like, hi name, so we get the name inserted in there. Hi name, thanks so much for connecting. Tell me more about your business, ? So we get people then replying to that. So then once someone replies, we'll end up sending a few days later, do you want more referrals? ? And when someone replies to that, that's when I will pick it up and go, great. Now, where do we want to take you? So it's about being able to engage with all of your people as often as you possibly can to create the hot potato and to create the get them booked. So there's a whole bunch of different softwares that are out there that allow you to do that with different social platforms. None at the moment with Facebook, but on Twitter and Instagram, we use a thing called Holler, HOLR. And on LinkedIn, we actually have software that we've helped create. And so that's sort of our own software there. It makes life easier, but more important, it gets you engaging with your social networks. If all you're doing is posting to your social networks, as I said, it's a hard slog. It's all about the conversations and it's all about doing things. It's actually part of our personal engagement plan, and it's a matter of doing that personal engagement plan as often as we possibly can. The more conversations we have, the more sales that we get. So look at how do you instigate your phase one engagement to start conversations. At the moment, we generate somewhere between sort of 70 and 80 new conversations a day. It's all on autopilot. Phase two only takes me about 15 to 20 minutes to go copy and paste, throw the potato back. And then phase three, we choose, do we offer you a guest pass? Do we give you free resources? Or now, do we send you to a webinar? So there's a whole bunch of things you can do when you're having those sorts of conversations. So hopefully it's been really helpful, and look forward. If you've got any questions, feel free just to leave them below, tag me in. More than happy to answer your questions. Otherwise, have a brilliant day. Look forward to chatting to you soon. Take care.